What's up, guys? Today I'm going to talk about something pretty dark, so if you're looking for more of a happy video, just click off. But I want to talk about this because it hit me pretty hard today. If you haven't kept up with the news, there was another recent tragedy. There was a murder, 2 murders on live TV that happened today, and it's pretty crazy. Now, normally this kind of stuff doesn't bother me. I'm a bit of a cynic when it comes to tragedies like this. I'm desensitized. There's been so many, so frequently, that just another tragedy. But this one really hit home, and it quite literally hit home because it happened in my local area. WDBJ7 is a local news station for the New River Valley, and there's only 2 local news stations. I don't know if it's different for people in more populated places like LA, but there's Channel 7 and Channel 10. So what that means is a lot of people in my local area woke up and saw 2 people get murdered this morning at 6:45. I didn't see it when it happened because I get into work about 6 a.m. But about 10 minutes after it happened, I got flooded with text messages and Facebook notifications. Oh my God, did you see what happened on Channel 7? Holy shit, what the fuck was that? So a lot of people in my local area knew, and when the news got out, there was just a giant cloud of just depression over everybody. Went to the bank, the people at the bank were fucking sad. Man, it really hit this local area pretty hard because you sort of know these people from the local news, and even though I didn't personally know the Adam Ward guy, I had talked to him before. I talked to this guy at a Black Friday event one time because he was there recording all the craziness, and I didn't recognize his name when they said he was a victim because I didn't know what his name was, but I remember seeing him recording stuff for Channel 7, and I remember talking to him about his camera because he had that big shoulder-mounted camera, and those things are super expensive. They're like 200 grand, and they're pretty crazy. And I was pretty interested in that, and I was asking him like how much it weighed, whatever. So I talked to him for like a minute or two. I didn't personally know the guy, but the fact that I had talked to that guy, I had seen him before and interacted with him, it kind of made it real. It made it really real. I've been to WDBJ7 before on a field trip for my video production class. I didn't personally know the Alison girl, but I kind of relate to her in a way because she is close to my age. She's 24. I am getting close to 23. So the fact that this happened to somebody that I've talked to, it really hits home because it was in a field that I was considering going into. Happened locally. It happened live on TV, and man, it hit me hard. And I have seen all kinds of fucked up shit on the internet. I'm an internet veteran. I'm the most desensitized to this kind of stuff that you can be. I've seen the Mexican cartel beheadings. I've seen the ISIS stuff. I've seen all of the horrible, awful things that are way more graphic than what happened here, but definitely didn't hit as hard as this did. Just because I can't relate to that. I'm not living way over in the East where the ISIS stuff is happening. I'm not in a rival Mexican drug gang. That stuff doesn't hit home to me. But when somebody locally gets murdered in a field that I was considering going into, and they're around my age, and man, that is pretty rough. Anyway, so I got a hold of the footage pretty early. One of my friends sent me a Facebook link to the footage, and I saw that, and it was horrible. Everyone around my work was essentially like watching it because it's a curiosity thing. You want to see it even though you don't really want to see it. So people watched it and said, oh my God, that's horrible. You could see the cameraman essentially die because he's filming the thing, and then all of a sudden he just hits the ground, bang, 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 bang. You can hear the bullets clinking the ground, the screams. It's truly a terrifying video. That first scene was horrible, and you didn't really get a good glimpse of the gunman, but they got his face from when the cameraman was falling. But then things really changed when the shooter himself released a first-person video of him doing it. So he recorded on his cell phone him shooting the both the reporter and the cameraman, and also the person they were interviewing. The person that they were interviewing did survive. I think she got shot in a non-fatal area, so she made it out of surgery, so at least it's not 3 casualties. But that video came out, and that is absolutely the most disturbing video I've ever watched on the internet for me personally. Again, I've seen all of these horrible things, but nothing hit as close to home as that video did for me personally. that video, yeah. So anyway, that really had everybody at where I work was just down in the dumps. Everybody gathered around this computer and watched it, and they couldn't believe it, man. It made my legs a little. The blood in my legs. I swear to God, when I watched it, I could feel the blood rushing out of my legs. It's like my blood was going up into my brain. I couldn't believe it. So that video came out, and I've got the footage of that video as well, which is what I would like to think pretty rare. This footage has been reposted all over the internet as of now, but no one has the extended footage of the whole thing that the guy uploaded to his. At least I haven't seen that mass uploaded like I have the 15-second clips. So I have the footage for both the cameraman point of view and the shooter point of view, and you know, I was messing around with it at work, and I was able to mess with the audio a bit because the audio was pretty shitty and low volume, and I had to mess around with it. But yeah, I was messing around with the audio because, again, I was curious, and it's one of those things where, man, it disturbed the fuck out of me, but I couldn't stop watching it. So I was sitting there messing around with the audio, and right before the dude shoots her, he literally whispers under his breath, he goes, "Bitch," and just blows her full of fucking holes. And you can see it clear as day. And the most disturbing part about the video probably isn't even the shooting part. It's the part where he's messing with the camera. He's focusing his camera. He's getting the shot just right. At one point, he pulls the gun up, and it's not centered in the frame, and he like starts it over and then does it again. And this guy was like seriously trying to get a good shot of this, and that from a perspective of a guy that makes videos, most of the people that watch the video at work, they were more disturbed by the fact that, oh, that guy just blew a bunch of holes in somebody. But the planning, the getting the camera in focus, the doing a second take of him pulling the gun up to get it more centered, that sort of premeditation really disturbed the shit out of me, because this is one of those things you'd expect from somebody that just, you know, snaps, goes crazy for like a split second, and, you know, whatever. But no, this dude had in his mind that this is what he was gonna do, and he said he did it because of racism at WDBJ7, and because of the Charleston, South Carolina church shooting and general, you know, racism reasons. And that's probably almost 100% not true, because this particular individual, I'm not going to say his name, but this particular individual was a problem at another news station. He actually had to change his name because of it, because he was, you know, a problem for another station down in Florida. They fired him. He claimed racism. He came to Virginia, and they fired him. He claimed racism. So this guy was essentially a professional victim, and man, he was a real fucking lunatic and a real coward. You know, it's going to be interesting to see what kind of legislation they try to push off of this. There's a good saying in politics to never waste a good tragedy. We'll see if anything happens in that regard. I'm personally I would say I'm pro-gun, but there's no way that, you know, if the cameraman and the news anchor, if they were armed, it wouldn't have mattered, man. That's the fucked up part. This guy was a real coward. He waited until they were essentially defenseless. They weren't looking. They were sitting ducks. They were fucked. They were fucked. There's nothing they could have done at all. That's the sad part about it is, you know, a lot of people were saying, I remember seeing people saying, how did they not notice? Because if you go watch the first person video, a lot of people are saying, how did they not notice that some guy was pointing a gun like 5 feet away at them? Because that's really what was happening. Like, imagine I'm talking to somebody like this, and the camera right here is the person pointing the gun. I'm looking at somebody like this, and they go, how did they not notice that there was a guy pointing a gun? And the thing is that when they're doing interviews and in general camera work like that, they're trained to ignore all of the stuff going on around them, because they're used to like light people and microphone people and all these people doing all this stuff around the camera, but it's not on camera. So they're used to having to ignore that. and they also noticed, they probably recognized the guy, so maybe they, oh, maybe he got rehired, or maybe he's on this thing. They knew the guy and probably didn't expect him to fucking murder them. So yeah, so I just saw a lot of people essentially talking shit, going, how the fuck did they not notice that guy? You got to keep in mind that they're purposefully ignoring him because they're used to having to ignore all kinds of other distractions and idiots going and the fucking trying to fuck him up. I just want to talk about this. I do this YouTube thing as a bit of therapy. I haven't talked about something like this since Sandy Hook, so it's been years, but this particular instance really hit home with me. I will link to the footage if you absolutely want to see it. I was debating whether I should or shouldn't do it, but in reality, I have a very good copy of this. I got the footage before it was, constantly ripped and re-uploaded and ripped and re-uploaded, so it didn't go through all that compression. So my audio and video is much higher. My files are higher quality because of that. So I will post that strictly because it's higher quality and maybe somebody can use it for something. It's out there. People are gonna see it. I don't think it's a thing of being. I don't think it's a disrespectful thing. It's fucked up. You're not gonna be a better person for watching it. But I know some of you motherfuckers will watch it, and it's one of those things where you're probably curious about it at this point. So I will post that, especially considering I haven't seen anybody else have the same footage I do. So I'll post a link down to that down below of mirrors. I'm not going to include it in this video because all the videos all the videos you see on YouTube, they last like 30 seconds and then they're flagged by YouTube, taken down, whatever, at least for now. So anyway, yeah, man, this sucks. This really hit me hard, and dude, shit, I don't know what else to say. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys next time.